goalkeepers. In this video, we'll be ranking every single right back in the Premier League. We'll be going through S, A, B, C, and D. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And let's get straight into it. So we're starting off with Crystal Palace's Daniel Munoz, Liverpool signed Victor Munoz. Daniel Munoz, for me, is going straight into A tier. I think if you're looking at a right back, right wing back, very good going forward. Again, chips in defensively, but didn't have to as much with obviously Crystal Palace playing a back three. I think getting forward, he can do a lot. He's someone that can score a goal, get an assist. You know, FPL, he was brilliant for me last season. I think when he wasn't in the team, Palace did struggle. I think he's a really good right back, right wing back, whatever you want to say. Now, again, it'd be fascinating to see how he does potentially playing in a back four where there's probably more, need and requirement for him to defend. However, I think he's a top right back. And I think he's got every asset that you look for. I think he's calm on the ball, aggressive, can go forward, and I think he's really impressive as a right back goes, to be honest with you. And Palace, again, another gem signing. Jayden Bogle, I'm going to put him in C. Now, I've watched him many times. Leeds, was at Sheffield United. He's a decent right back, does get forward a lot. But yeah, for me, if I think of the right backs on this list, is he a B tier? No. Definitely not S or A. So for me, I'm going to put him in C. I think he's got great fundamentals. I would say he's decent defensively and decent going forward. So if you want to say season average, but I would put him in C tier right now. Matty Cash, I actually think he's B. I think if you're looking at Matty Cash for Villa, I think, he's got a lot of energy. He's up and down the pitch a lot. Gets a few assists, gets a few goals. I think if you're looking at someone that, again, defensively very strong, you have to be a really good technical player to play in that Unai Emery system. And I think he's someone that, Aston Villa is a very good level for him. They're mid to upper tier of the Premier League. They're playing the Champions League. I think that's where you get to see the best out of Matty Cash. And I really do like him as a player. Would I take him at a Big Six club? Probably not. However, I think Villa is his level. And, they are a team that in the last couple of seasons have been in that top six in the league. So, yeah, really good right back, I think Matty Cash is. Doesn't get talked about a lot, but his performances for me are pretty good whenever I do watch him. Now, I don't know the name of this guy, so I'm going to have to put him in D. He's Hull City's right back. Again, come the end of the season when I rate every single right back and every single centre back again, or every position again, then I'll be able to see how he plays. But as of now, I'm going to put him in D tier. I don't really know who he is, to be honest with you. Jacob Bryant's also a C. Now, if I'm looking at Jacob Bryant for Everton have had right back problems for a while. Ever since, Coleman's been coming towards the end of his career, they haven't been able to find a consistent right back. Now, I think Jacob Bryant is a decent player, someone that can get forward. Again, at heart, he's a centre back, so again, there are limitations to his game. I think if Everton need to improve, probably is at right back. Every time I watch them, it seems that they have someone new there, whether that's, Jacob Bryant, whether that's sometimes James Garner, Seamus Coleman, so many different players playing in that right back position. I don't think he's the greatest right back. That's just because it's not his natural position. So I'd have to put him in C for that. Michael Coyote now, again, he only had one season in the Prem, so I'm going to put him at the top of B for now. I think he's a really good right back, someone that's got very good fundamentals. I mean, his throw alone is just gentle. How he can get the ball that far is ridiculous. But I think he's a really good right back, had a very good season. Has already been linked to a move away from Brentford, which again shows you how impressive he was. Coming into the Premier League from Serie A, I think he came from. He's done a very good job and he slotted in very well. Looking at a right back that's very consistent, can get forward. Probably doesn't get the most goals and assists, but he's very good defensively. Again, overall, very good right back. Adam Smith, again, I'm going to put Adam Smith in C. I think, he definitely has the longevity. He's up there with I think, Bournemouth's most, or the Bournemouth player with most appearances. If I'm looking at someone who, again, is all right, I think he's got it. Maybe lacks a bit of pace, but that's due to his age. I think Bournemouth definitely need to be looking at a younger right back now. I think they have signed someone to come in, but I think Adam Smith, as of now, I think for me he's just C tier. Now Mateus Nunes, for me, B tier. Now, if I look at Mateus Nunes' sort of career, watching him at Wolves, got that big 50 million move to Manchester City, no one really thought he was going to be moulded into a right back, and that was just a bit of genius from Pep. I thought when I was watching him there, it was just going to be like a short-term thing. He plays there because I think Rico Lewis, Walker at the time were all injured. But no, Pep actually trained him and moulded him to be a very good right back. Now again, we have to wait and see whether he'll be in that position come the start of the season or whether Maresca changes it. But I think if you're looking at Nunes, very strong defensively. Obviously, technically he's good because he's a midfielder, can get forward, score a goal. I think he's a very, very good right back, and I don't think anyone expected it for his first season there for a relatively unknown position. I think he's done very, very well, and he's come up against some tricky players, with the time that he's been there, and City played in some big games, some difficult players that he's come up against, but every time I've watched him, he's looked very, very good, very calm, very composed, kept forward, technically really impressive. Ola Aina, I have to put him in B. Now, I like Ola Aina. If I'm looking at a right back that, again, a couple of seasons ago, he was one of the best in the league. He was scoring goals. He was playing with that sort of confidence. And then he had the injury. And then he really struggled since. And I think now, hopefully, if he can stay fit, he can have a big season. Obviously, quite experienced. Again, he's very, very good defensively. Very hard to get past. And also does like to get up and attack. And again, he's going to be in a different system now under Glasner. See how he thrives in that position. I'm sure he'd probably do well there. Jeremy Frimpong. Now, the reason I'm going to put Frimpong in C is because he's not a right back. It's so clear that he's a winger. Now, at Leverkusen, he obviously played in that right wing back system. I think if I look at Frimpong, and any time I've watched him for Liverpool, most of the time he's played at right wing, 90% of the time. I think he's got the pace, he's got the quality to be a right winger. He just doesn't have the defensive ability. In my opinion, and that's obviously where right wing backs work, and that's the same conversation with Munoz. With right wing backs, yes, there's obviously more prowess to kind of get forward, again, right wing back, but then you also have to get back as well, and I think, you have to get the balance right, and I just don't think Frimpong, he's not the best defensively, and I think for me he's C tier as of now. Trey Hume, again, I'm going to put him in B tier. I think he's a decent right back. Someone that, again, consistently 6 out of 10 performances. That Sunderland backline's been very good. I could have put Mukiele in there, who's also been very good for them. I think Trey Hume, all round, is a very good right back. Defensively solid. And again, very versatile as well. Tino Livramento. Now, I have to go... If it's based on quality of right back, which we're going to do here, we're not going to do on fitness and all these sort of things. I think Tino Livramento's someone that, I've talked about a lot on this channel. I think he's a really, really good right back. Someone that, again, can invert inside if you need to, get on the overlap, put a great cross into the box, defensively very good. I think the one issue I have with Livramento is how many games will he play for Newcastle next season, because they're going to need him. They've lost so many players already. I think if I'm looking at, Livramento as a player, I think he's got every attribute you look for in a right back. In a right back, it would have been very, very fascinating to see where he would have started for England, because he definitely would have played for England, whether that would have been our left back or right back in the World Cup. Just missed out last minute due to injury, but yeah, I think he's a really exciting prospect. And again, I remember in Southampton days, and now at Newcastle, very good signing. Has been even talked about to leave to go to Manchester City, but again, the injury concern for me. Timber goes in S again. I believe Timber is a centre back at trade. I don't know, but I've seen him definitely play at centre back before. I believe he was brought into Arsenal as a centre back. I'll have to double check. But if I'm looking at Timber, the last season, what he did for Arsenal was brilliant for them. I think if you're looking at a player that can get forward, chipped in with some goals, very good quality, early, very, very good. I think he's a decent player for Arsenal. And again, he's still only 25. Yeah, so he can play left back, centre back, and right back. I think he's really, really good defensively. Offensively, has a good relationship with Saka. I know a lot of people have said that Ben White has a better connection with Saka and the link-up plays there, but I think Timber's all round the better player. And again, who knows what would have happened if he would have started the Champions League final for Arsenal. I'm not saying he would have won in the game, but he significantly would have improved that defence. Timothy Castagne is B. I think he's just a solid right back. If you're looking at someone that, again, like Trey Hume, 6 out of 10 performances, get forward that time, defend well. That's what I'm really going to say on Castagne. Max Weaver for Brighton. Now, Brighton, when I was looking through their right backs, they've played a lot. Kadioglu's played there, Veltman's played there, Weaver's played there. They've had a lot of right backs. Weaver's the main one from what I've gathered from last season. I think if you're looking at someone that, again, can get forward, get back, I think he's pretty decent, to be honest with you. I think very, very strong. So I'm going to put him in at B. Ben Johnson for Ipswich, put him in at C. I remember from him watching him at West Ham. He's all right. I mean, he's not the greatest right back. He's not going to put wicked crosses into the box, but he'll get forward, support attacks. He'll also defend well. I think he's C tier. Pedro Porro, you have to go at A. You know, a lot of people probably didn't really know how good Pedro Porro was before the World Cup, and obviously he had a very, very impressive World Cup. Was really, really good for Spain. You know, played some big games for them, the final, and these sort of things. And I think he was really, really good. So yeah, I think Porro's a top player. Really good going forward. Really good defensively. Got a new contract at Spurs. There's a lot of hype around that deal. I think he can do really well there, and I think he's going to have a big season for them. You know, they've got a very good team. Reece James, I think he is S. I think if you watch Reece James, like when he's fit and when he's ticking and he's like in that flow, he's unbelievable. That for me, he's the best right back in the Prem with Timber. That's why I put him in S. I think you're looking at a right back that's consistent. He just can't stay fit. Like his performances are unbelievable. You know, very good defensively. That his cross is probably one of the best in the Premier League. Technically on the ball, very, very good. Very hard to get past. Again, I'm excited to see how he does under Xabi Alonso in that right wing back / right centre back system. I'm sure he thrives. He's the captain of Chelsea through and through. I think he's a very, very good right back for Chelsea fans' perspective. Hope he can stay fit. Van Ewijk from, I think that's how you say it, from Coventry. Watched him a few times. He's all right. I'm going to put him in C. Still need to watch more of him. And Diego Dallo. This is someone I've watched for like 9 years since he's been at United, or 9 seasons now. Or 8 seasons going into his 9th, sorry, I should say. If I look at Dallo, I think he's just a 6 out of 10. And if we can get that from Dallo every single week, I'll be happy with that. I mean, you know, he's a great professional, great guy, leader as well. There's times where, you know, his technical quality, or maybe he thinks too fast, that gets ahead of him. But all in all, you know, I think the best I've seen of Dallo was 23-24. He's all right. For me, nothing more than B tier. But yeah, you can let me know your thoughts in the comments. That's every single right back ranked in the Premier League. Stay tuned for more. We're going to be doing centre backs, we're going to be doing left backs, midfielders, attackers, number 8. Like every position we're going to go through, ranking every single Premier League player before the season starts. Let me know your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree. Like, do you think Munoz should be higher? Do you think Coyote should be higher? Where do you think Nunes should be? All these sort of things. And if you like football videos, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.